most underrated player, right? There's a number of guys that we could talk about here, and I want to hear from both of you. Keith, we'll have you go first in terms of most underrated player on this roster.
I would have to say Kelly Oubre. And the reason why I'm gonna say that is because, Kelly Oubre, like not this past season, but the year before that, there were certain people that said that he was more impactful than Tobias Harris at times, right? And the reason being is because, Kelly Oubre, you don't have to draw a play for him. He moves off the ball well. He gets in the dunker position, and he just attacks the rim. Like, so he plays well off of Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, right? Also, he's a guy who, he's 6'7". When everybody was healthy, he was the starting shooting guard. When people went down, he had to move to the small forward position. Um, and at times he plays small ball powerful, right? So to me, he's the most underrated player because, we don't talk about what he does or the sacrifices he makes. We talk about Jared McCain, we talk about Quentin Grimes. People were talking about Yabusele, right? But Gershon Yabusele, but they rarely mentioned the things that Oubre did, even though he was out of position and not getting plays ran for
Um, I think that the player, I'm still kind of formulating exactly who I want to say in my mind. But I think I'm going to go with Adem Bona. He When he got minutes this season, he really showed like a lot of good potential for this team. How tall is he?
him. Well, they say 6'10", but he's 6'8".
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But it felt like he was a very good energy guy for them when he was able to be out on the court. Young legs, really trying to contribute where he could. He's obviously the talent will grow. I think he's only 22. But I think he's a very good low key addition that this team has, and hopefully we'll see something new from him next season as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's good. The only thing that I would say about him that I love him, I love his play. The game that really impressed me against him for him was when they went up against the Milwaukee Bucks, and he was like, I mean, he was in straight beast mode against Giannis and Brook Lopez. But aside from that, a lot of the guys that he was destroying was kind of like, towards the end when it was like the G League guys,
Right.
both teams getting call ups. So I really like what he does. I just need to see a larger sample size. So that's not a knock. I
Right.
just need to see a larger sample size.
yeah, makes total sense. Kid, you mentioned him before. I was doing a deeper dive on Gershon Yabusele, and you know, again, this season was a wacky season, and so you saw him playing a lot of games as a starter. You saw him playing games as a reserve, and I was looking at his splits, as starter and a reserve, and when you realize what he can do coming off the bench, I was looking up in 27 games, he was averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds, so solid, but shooting 52% from the field and 46% from three. So when you can have this guy coming off the bench, you got a fantastic wing coming off the bench and playing good minutes and important minutes. I think it's realizing where he's going to be most useful. And I don't know if it's playing the long minutes as a starter, but having him come off the bench and being that guy that could come in and give some energy for those times, he's shown that he could put up the stats in those minutes.
I would add to that question if I could, just because I know that he played for France, more small forward minutes. Do you think that maybe he could be best utilized more in forward positions as opposed to, I know he played some center as well this season because of all the injuries and whatnot.
Yeah, I think he would be better utilized as a forward. I mean, here's the thing. The thing is, I think that he had better offensive performances at the five just because they couldn't guard him. Like, they couldn't guard him. But we talk about his shooting, right? Um, I feel like with him in a lineup with Embiid and Paul George, I feel like he can, and Maxey on the floor, I think he can get a lot of mismatches because, when you're looking at the 76ers, you're going to, and he might be the best shooter out there, like the way he shot this year. But when you're looking at the Sixers, it's like, okay, I got to pick my poison. I can't like let Embiid kill us. Tyrese Maxey, I got to know where he is. Oh, and look at Paul. Let's see how Paul starts the game off. Whereas Jabu, you're going to leave him alone at the
Right.
3-point line. And I feel like he's going to be able to, take advantage of those open looks. So with that being said, yeah, I do think that, possibly at that 4 spot, he would be great if they could somehow bring him back. I feel like that he would be great. And also he's a big dude, a great motor, everything.
Yeah,
He's another
absolutely.
one of those Celtics guys that they drafted and let go along the way.
Yeah, it was kind of bad.
Yeah.